Hello, welcome back. Happy Tuesday, wherever you are in the world today, or if it's not Tuesday when you're watching this, happy whatever day it is. Hope everyone is safe and well. As per normal, this is going out live on Facebook at the moment. So if you're joining me live, thank you. It will be going up on Instagram and YouTube later as a replay. So if you're watching it back, please drop me a comment, drop me an emoji, drop me a hashtag, anything. Just let me know you're watching. Let me know what you think. Yeah. So if you're joining us on YouTube, welcome to my channel. Talking all things kind of mindfulness, meditation, spiritual well-being. Just trying to really help people. Trying to share a bit of understanding and some concepts that have really helped me in my journey, helping people kind of get out of maybe some situations that they're in mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever it might be. Trying to use the experiences that I've had in my life to help other people and I suppose get vulnerable. So that's exactly what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about being vulnerable. I want to talk about asking for help. I want to talk about not being okay, being okay with not being okay. That's the title of the video. First of all, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's commented and shared and liked all of the videos, all the support that I've had, people that have reached out, people that have asked for help already, people that have messaged me and thanked me for some of the video content that I've put out, especially around my kind of story, if you like. The support has been amazing. I wasn't really after that kind of thing. It was I wanted to be vulnerable to try and help maybe some people who are in similar situations, but the response that I've had has been phenomenal. People have said that they shed a tear, which, I suppose it's a good thing. Emotionally, it's important to be vulnerable. So today I want to talk about, why it's important to ask for help. Why it's important to, first of all, be okay with not being okay. For any British people out there that are watching this and other cultures around the world, there's this kind of sense that stiff upper lip, you just get on with life, put on a brave face. Can't, it's almost been ingrained into us by society that showing emotion is a weakness. Showing maybe a bit of vulnerability is a weakness, showing that we can't, the things that we're not okay is a weakness. And it's really not true. It really isn't true. If anything, courage, from my personal experience and from the experience that I've seen others as well, that the courage to stand up and ask for help, the courage to stand up and say, I'm not okay, I can't do this on my own, is phenomenal. I see it a lot in recovery. I see it a lot outside recovery. I see people standing up and asking for help, and it's really, really important to get vulnerable, to ask for help. I know that as a man, you get that, we talked about it before, that kind of toxic masculinity, I felt for a long time that I couldn't ask for help. I had to be the strong one. I had to be the rock, I had to carry the weight of everything, and it didn't have the option to not be okay. It wasn't manly, to not be okay. He coined the phrase is man up, quite a lot. And truly is toxic, that kind of mentality. So for a long time, I didn't feel like I could speak to anyone. I didn't feel like I could ask for help. I felt like I had to shoulder that burden. I had to kind of shut up and put up, really. And it landed me in a lot of trouble. It landed me in a suicide attempt. It landed me in a very bad kind of mental state. in addiction. All coping mechanisms, really. The symptoms and coping mechanisms are the fact that I couldn't cope with the state that I was in, and I didn't feel like I could ask for help. And so it kind of follows on from the acceptance side of things, and from yesterday's video around, you know, be and let be. When I talk about be and let be, it's allowing yourself to be as you are. You know, it's in some spiritual communities and as well as the rest of the world, we kind of like, it's got to be positive. You know, you've got to put on a brave face, or everything's wonderful. I mean, sometimes we refer to it as spiritual bypassing. You know, let's focus on all the good things. You know, just focus on the good things and it'll be okay. So, well, no, but sometimes it's not like that. You know, we have to accept, we have to shine the light on the things that we you know, that are negative and affecting us in a negative way in order to change. We have to accept that there are things that we can't cope with. There are things that we need help with. There are things, you know, we've been doing certain things in a certain way and it's not working anymore. And that's okay. Sometimes we have to get really good at not knowing the answer and accepting that someone else might have that answer for me. And my experience of being able to get over that sense that I had to be this strong male figure, the father, the brother, you know, I'm an older brother as well as a father. Getting over that sense that I had to carry that, and I had to always be okay. I had to be the rock for everyone else. I had to carry away everyone else's burden as well as my own, you know. My experience that getting over that has led to some of the biggest growth in my life. It's led me to sitting here today, you know. Being able to sit, I mean, if you had asked me 2 or 3 years ago if I'd be sat in front of a camera on social media talking about not being okay, talking about mental health, talking about all this kind of stuff, I would have been like, I don't even like the sound of my own voice, let alone, you know, sharing about my personal life. But through this process, and it all started with, I mean, I obviously ended up in a treatment centre. But when I came out, and you know, through recovery, I had to ask for help. I didn't know how to not be who I was before. I don't know. None of us know how to not be who we are. Really, that's all you know. A lot of us, that's all who we've always been. We've set these set patterns that we've kind of. These set patterns of thinking and feeling and being, I suppose, we've built up over time, and we're in this routine of this is how I think, this is how I feel, and it's like a vicious circle. So I feel this, so I think that, and because I think that, I feel this, and because I feel that, I think. Do you know what I mean? It's like the cycle, and sometimes it takes something outside of that to break that cycle of keep going round and round and the same things, because if nothing changes, you know. We stay in that cycle, and when we're in a situation where it's not pleasant, it's a toxic cycle to be in. So for me, the biggest change came when I said to someone, can you help me with this stuff, you know, in the fellowships we call it sponsorship, where someone who's been through the process helps someone who hasn't, shows them what they did. You know, I'll show you what I did so that maybe you can get to somewhere where I am. You know, that was a big change for me, was just stepping up and asking another man, admitting to another man that I couldn't do it on my own, and admitting and saying, can you help me? You know, the man that I asked, I've had two sponsors, and both of them are phenomenal men. They'll always hold a, you know, key place in my heart. You know, they changed my life, and it all started with me asking for help. And then later on, you know, when a year ago, as I talked about, when I stepped up and I asked for coaching in my life around spiritual side of things, you know. Again, I had this 12-step program. I felt like I was being spiritual, and it wasn't working for me. Well, it was working for me, but I needed more. I needed more help. And so I stood up and I contacted someone, a coach, and I asked for help. I invested in my well-being, and I went and I used, and else can help. The same thing. I used someone else's experience of going through this stuff to help me, to kind of like open my mind. There's a different way of doing this, a different way of being. I don't have to be in this way that I've always been, but I need someone to show me a different way. I need a guide. But to do that, I had to ask for help. And in both times, it's by far the kindest thing I've done for myself. But in order to do that, I had to accept that I was okay with not being okay, you know? And that's, you know, it's okay it's okay to struggle. We don't have to sit there and put a mask on. We don't have to sit there and pretend it's all right, you know? Positive thinking and positive, and putting out a positive outlook only got me so far in this life, you know? I mean, Jesus, it's all right if I tried to replace every negative thought with a positive thought without any help, I'd be here all day. I'll get nothing done. Well, back then, not so much now, fortunately. But, you know, when you're in that mindset, and you don't know how I don't know what I don't know. So, and remaining teachable and allowing someone to show me, this is how I got out of it. Let me show you. It all started with admitting that I wasn't okay. I wasn't fine. Listen, I was great at putting on the Matt's fine mask. I was great at putting on the man up mask, you know. It landed me in a lot of trouble. So I urge anyone who's struggling, or anyone who just doesn't feel all right, you know, just doesn't feel okay, reach out, talk to someone. Guarantee there'll be someone to listen. I will always be here to listen. I'm always here to help. The whole coaching program that, you know, I'm talking about, that I'm coming up with, is to help people, show people what I've done, you know, guide them through it, one to one. Show them, look, here's a little technique I used. Try this, do that. Let's break that cycle. So if anyone needs help, you know, message me. If you pop onto myself and Emily's business page, Emily's my business partner in the coaching stuff, you know, if you pop on there, and drop us a message, you know, we'll get back to you and we'll look at how we can help you. Everyone's different. Everyone needs a little bit of help in something, and it's all right with that. You don't have to muddle through. You don't have to be. You're not alone. You know, that's the biggest lesson I've learned. You're not alone. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to feel alone. We're all in this together. So I hope that helped someone today. Don't know if it did. It sometimes helps me just talking about it, you know. It reminds me it's important to ask for help. It reminds me the changes that are, you know, how asking for help in my life has changed the path of my life for the better, always for the better. And that people have been able to show me a better way. So I hope that helped. Like I said, if you're with me, drop me an emoji, drop me a comment, drop me a hashtag vulnerability. There you go, it's a great hashtag to drop in. Support, send this out to people who might need to hear it. Share it, like it, whatever. Just want you to know that you're not alone, that you can ask for help. It's not weak. It's a strength. It takes a lot of courage to do that, you know? It takes a lot of courage. And if we don't, like I said, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for all the support for this, for these videos. For people who have liked my page, it's been amazing. People have shared it. People have been on YouTube and all of that. It's been phenomenal, and I really hope that sharing this stuff helps other people. That's the intention behind it, and that's the important thing, is the intention. And I know that it will reach someone. So yeah, if you're struggling, reach out. Stand up. It's okay to not be okay. And thanks for joining.